I was fortunate enough to know the true meaning of service above self at a young age. And I talked all my life about serving my country and being willing to make the ultimate sacrifice if necessary. And who would know that one day I came pretty darn close to having to make that sacrifice. I became one of the youngest mission commanders in our squadron's 75-year history. You succeed in those areas by surrounding yourself with good people. I had a great crew, the best in our squadron. It was April 1st, 2001. It was a Sunday. It was usually a slow intel collect day. We were getting ready to head home, and we received indications that we were going to be intercepted. The lead fighter, he'd become really harassing, and I'm just holding the plane steady because he's literally about 18 inches from my prop. And then I heard the call, "Here he comes again." He came in too fast and he tried to slow down. Instead of just going underneath us, he pitched his nose up and he impacted our left propeller. So I'm holding onto the yoke and it just starts violently shaking. Shrapnel's hitting the windscreen. My prop cut his jet into two. So as his plane broke into two, his nose exploded, came across, hit our nose, tore our nose completely off the airplane. The next thing I know, I'm looking up at the South China Sea and we're dead. We lost over 2 miles in an inverted dive. We had a lot of issues and we needed to get down quick. It's absolute chaos. We've got one engine we've lost, another one damaged, and the front of my nose of my airplane is just crumbling up like an accordion. The pressure's literally crushing the airplane towards me. My co-pilot was praying, and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm a man of prayer, have been all my life, but this isn't time to pray, this is time to fight. We landed over 200 knots. The crew in the back's cheering. They'd done their job. The people in the back got pretty shook up. They'd taken off the emergency exit, threw the stuff out in the ocean, did what they had to do. All that Navy training paid off. But now we had a different kind of a greeting party. There was about 45 Chinese soldiers with AK-47s. We were taken off the airplane eventually at gunpoint, and that's when you learn a lot about yourself. The Chinese were very upset. They were surprised we were there to be there as we were at the beginning, and they kept me awake for almost 6-7 days straight. I can't keep track of the days at this point. They started threatening me, telling me I was going to a prison, I was a murderer and a spy, and that my crew was going to start disappearing one at a time, and I was going to be responsible for that. But I also knew they bluffed. And so when you bluff, then I knew I owned them. Now it was a mental battle. I think the Chinese figured out about day 7 that I wasn't going to break. And that's when things changed on the negotiating table. We taught the Chinese something about what Americans are made of. We're not just about sports and video games and ourselves. And they saw that. And some of the leaders, the interrogators, told me that as I was getting released. So I got home. First call I get was from Secretary Rumsfeld, and then the second call I get was from President Bush. And life's changed. So we get home and all this fanfare's going on, and I just wanted to get back up flying. 7 months after, being held prisoner, we're flying some of the initial combat missions into Afghanistan. It was a great experience. Those 9 years built me as a leader and as a man. I miss it still to this day.